Hey there Stampers, and welcome to Simple Card Sunday. Today I have a really simple, really fun card for you that uses the Moroccan Designer Series paper. So we're going to start with the note cards with envelopes. Last week I said these are one of my favorite products, and I still stand by that. They are one of my go-to products for quick and easy cards. They come in Whisper White and Crumb Cake. This week we're going to use the Crumb Cake. They're pre-cut, pre-scored, and then you get your package of envelopes that comes with it too. So it could not be simpler. So you just want to fold it in half on the score, give it a good crease. I'm not sure where my bone folder is, so I'm going to use my scissors and just crease that really good along there. All right, so that's ready to go. Once it's folded, your card measures 3.5 by 5. So it's the perfect little size for a gift card where you don't maybe feel like you want to write a whole lot in it. You just want to write a little note. Perfect for that. Okay, the next thing we need is our Moroccan Designer Series paper. So I have a few of the sheets here right now, just the patterns that we're going to use. I am pleasantly surprised with this designer paper. I didn't think I was going to love it this much, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorites for sure. The colors are fantastic. They're great masculine colors. They're great fall colors. And the patterns are nice and subtle. I'm loving it a lot. And I'm going to punch out my designer paper with the new label punch. So this is the one that took the place of the word window. And you can see instead of the rounded ends, it has the sort of inside out banner kind of end, the pointy end. So that's kind of a fun little change. So out of this sheet here, we're going to punch 2 because we're actually going to use both sides of it. All right. And then I have this brown one here. I love this pattern. Such a great pattern. And this delightful Dijon one as well. All right. So there we go. We have punched out all of our pieces of designer paper that we need. You're going to need a scrap of very vanilla cardstock, and that's what we're going to stamp on. So the stamp set that I'm using today is the Thoughtful Banners set. This is a set of 53 stamps, like seriously, 53 stamps. You can create so many different combinations of words with this stamp. It's ridiculous. So one of the things I want to tell you about with this clear mount stamp sets and the photopolymer stamp sets is that they have block suggestions on them. So this one suggests block G, A, and C. We're going to use block G and A today. You can see you get a bunch of words, and then you get these images here that coordinate with punches. So the stamp set coordinates with 2 punches. The punch we're using today, and it also coordinates with this new banner punch that we have with the 2 different banners on it. Okay, so we'll save that one and use it for another time. For today, we're just going to use this one. So we're going to use the thank you, and then we're going to use this image right here, which is 2 little sort of arrow images. They fit perfectly in the ends of this stamped piece when you have it punched. Sorry, punched piece, not stamped piece. Okay, so what you want to do is flip your stamp over so the image is down, and with gentle even pressure you're going to push your block onto it so your stamp is on your block and ready to go. We're going to do that with both. Ready to go. And then we need some ink to stamp with. So today we're going to use Early Espresso and Dapper Denim. I took the colors right out of the DSP, so it couldn't be simpler. You just pick your DSP and go to town, and you know it's going to coordinate. So, and they also list the colors for each DSP pack on the back of it. So if you're not sure what the colors are when you're looking at it, flip that baby over to the back and you have a list of all the colors that are in that pack. So these are 2 of the colors from in the package. So remember to open your ink pads at this end where there's the 3 dots. You're going to push till you hear a pop, and then you're going to pivot and you're going to push again until it clicks into place, and then you're ready to stamp. Remember also with the foam pads, you're going to want to just gently tap on it. You don't want to push really hard because then you're going to end up with ink everywhere on your block, on your paper, on your fingers, all over the place. And it just becomes a hot mess. So you get an image that looks like that. Now we are done for now with this. I'm going to close that up and I'm going to set this stamp aside. And we're going to go to this one. So I'm going to open my Dapper Denim ink pad the same way I open the other ones. All right, and actually before I do that, I'm going to punch it out so that I know exactly where I need to stamp those. So I should have got a bigger scrap here. So you're just going to center your thank you in your punch, and then just make sure you're not punching or pinching this part of your hand, because that really, really hurts when you do that. I speak from experience. And then when you're done punching, you just want to lock that into place, and you can put that back on your shelf or wherever you keep your punches so it's ready for next time. So let's see if I can stamp these on the ends on camera here for you guys. All right, so you're just going to gently ink it up. You're going to gently push down, and there you go. That wasn't too bad. Remember, when you're stamping with these on your cardstock, you also want to push really gently. If you push too hard, you'll distort your image because the photopolymer is a little bit squishy. All right, and the other thing with the photopolymer, if you have an image like a circle, for example, where it's hollow in the middle, if you push too hard on your ink pad, you'll get ink on that part of your stamp, and then if you push too hard on your paper, that ink will transfer to your paper to the middle of your outline circle, which is not very fun. All right, so we have our pieces stamped. We have these pieces ready to go. I'm just going to push them aside, and we're going to do the background for our card. So I thought it needed just a little something extra in the background. So I'm going to show you how to do a little splatter on it. So there is some give in this part of our ink pad. So you want to squish it together like this. Basically what you're doing is stamping the inside of your ink pad. So when you open it up, you can see there's lots of ink right there. All right, so then what you want to do is with an aqua painter, you want to open it up, and you're going to get it nice and wet, wetter than you would have it for watercoloring, okay? And get lots and lots of ink on your aqua painter. Lots. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. All right. So the reason why you want it to be really wet, and the reason why you want lots and lots of ink on it, is because then you're going to just tap it, and you can see that you get splatters. Just like that. All right. So there you go. So we're going to let that dry for just a second here while I tell you how to clean your aqua painter now. So normally what we would do is just scribble it off on a piece of scrap paper until it runs clear. However, we've got so much ink on it right now that you'll be scribbling and scribbling and scribbling and scribbling. So I find what I like to do is take a wipe or a paper towel or something, and I just squeeze my aqua painter, squeeze more water through it, just to get the ink out. And you can see the ink coming out of the tip, like so. And when there's just a little bit of ink left, that's when I would go ahead and scribble it on my scrap paper until it runs clear. And then you're ready to use it again for even the lightest color, like Blushing Bride or Daffodil Delight or one of those colors. And you won't have to worry about any sort of color transfer. Okay, so that's still a little bit wet, but I'm going to forge ahead. What we're going to do is, if you notice on my original one, the thank you is just popped up a little bit compared to the rest. So let me show you how I did that while we're waiting for this to dry. So I took one lonely little dimensional, and my snips, and I just cut it in half, corner to corner like that. And then you're going to flip this over. So the reason why I did that is because this is kind of a thin punched shape. Your dimensionals will fit on it, but they just fit. So I like to do this so I have a little bit of wiggle room on it, and I have some space to put them crooked if I happen to put them crooked. The other thing that works on this is the skinny side of your dimensionals. So you could just trim a little piece of this off and stick that on the back, and that would work wonderfully as well. All right. So what I like to do is lay out my pieces and just kind of place them on first so I get an idea of where they're going to go. And I start with the top, and then I put the bottom one on, and then I fill in, and I do that every time I am putting on multiple pieces in a row whether it's left to right, top to bottom. I always do the outside ones, then I fill it in on the inside. And by placing them on like this, it gives you an idea of where all your pieces need to go. All right, so now that I have an idea of where I'm going to put them all, I'm going to get out my trusty snail and I'm going to start sticking them on. So I start with my top one, pop that down like that. Hopefully that's nice and straight. I don't have my glasses on right now, so might be a little crooked. That's okay though. That makes it unique. If you're really concerned about lining them up, you could use a straight edge along the side and just line them up that way. That works really easily too, but I like to live on the edge a little bit here, and we're just going to eyeball it. All right, one more piece. Like so. And then we use our little thank you. So I'm just going to peel the backing off of those dimensionals. And we're going to stick it down like this. And there you go. There you have it. A really, really simple card for Simple Card Sunday. So you'll notice the difference between the two. On this one I used Delightful Dijon for the little arrows on the end, and this one I used the Dapper Denim. So you could just pull any color. I could have used the Cajun Craze out of there too for that end. And then this one's pretty masculine. I wanted to make one that was maybe a little bit more feminine in colors. So I used the same pack of designer paper. You can see I even used two of the same patterns here. And then I picked two other pieces. This one here actually is the back of this one. So this is the new Emerald Envy, the new in color. And that's the color I used to snout there. And then instead of speckling the back, I just lightly sponged around the edges. So there you have it, a super simple card, an easy way for you to use up scraps of your designer paper. You could do this with any designer paper, and you could do any sort of saying on it. Happy birthday, thank you, congratulations, anything like that. Make sure you go check out my blog, lastamper.blogs.com, so that you can see how I made this into a full-size card if you are wanting to make it a full-size card. I still kept it quite simple, just added a couple more layers. So go and check that out for sure, and have an inspired day.